What up, though? It's the word. You see the title. Let's talk about it. But before I do that, do me a favor. Hit that like for me. If you're new, hit that subscribe. It's free to you, but it mean a lot to me. What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? Appreciate you, Liz. I know. Appreciate you, Liz. Hustle, what up, bro? Appreciate you coming through. You put the link in the chat. Cool. Frankie, what up, though? What up, though? Yes. I'm picking on you, Perp. I am picking on you. I know you're in the building. I say the best for last. What up, though, Perp? Love you. Appreciate you. Had to say the best for last. But yeah. Hey, do me a favor. Go check out Hustle. I just subscribed to him. He got a good channel. He was in there playing music. He do reactions. Um, humble heart, really is. Uh, yeah, Frankie, I had to pick with Perp. Yeah, so um, y'all been rocking with me for a while. So y'all know what I do and how I do it. So I figured I'm going to talk about, and I talked about this before, but I'm going to talk about it a little different. I'm going to start taking the training wheels off. Uh, I got to, Perp. That's how you know we cool. I always pick with the people I love. Always. Ask my wife. You heard me interacting with my wife. I pick with her 24/7. So me picking with you, uh, that's like it's like a rite of passage. That's like something. Um, Thanksgiving dinner. Like when I get my sisters on here, you'll definitely see the energy. That's all we do. My sister came over earlier and helped me with my son and my daughter. So appreciate her. Um, so yeah, that's all love. That's all love. That's all it is. But yeah, I touched on this before, but I'm gonna touch on it a little different, and this is just gonna be a part one. I'm actually doing part two, um, because I'm gonna introduce you to something. I don't know. Many people may be familiar with it, but I'm gonna do a video on that tomorrow. I didn't want to freestyle that one like I do all my videos. I actually wanted to have points, um, so that way people get a deeper understanding of what I'm saying. So I didn't want to freestyle that one. So I just need 15, 20 minutes to put that together. But I want y'all to think about this, right? So we talking about how the outside conditions are a reflection of what's going on the inside. Um, and I want y'all to think about it like this. All right, I'm gonna hit it from uh, three three main points. The first two y'all can observe in real time. The third one, if I convince you and show you that the first two are relevant, just accept that what I'm saying for the third one is irrelevant, because if you're not in tune with your spirit, you might not make sense. But when we think about it, how do we know we sick? Right? We know we sick because of things that's happening on the outside. You get a fever, you get chills, um, you lose weight, you have diarrhea. Everything happening on the outside indicates that something is wrong on the inside. So we go to the doctor, we get these tests done, blood tests, x-ray, everything that shows what's happening on the inside. And then we get a result. Right? So from the physical standpoint, from the flesh standpoint, um, the way we figure out what's going on the outside is to understand what's going on the inside. And that's how we can fix the problems on the outside. Even if you got a rash, um, anything on the outside, you have to know what's going on the inside to fix it. So that's from the flesh standpoint. So now when we're talking about the mind, so everything, when we talk, our thoughts start in our head, the inside, Then come on our mouth, the outside. When we respond, we analyze the situation, we have a thought, and then we react. So when we talk about mental, the way we think, the way we perceive things, the way we analyze things, all that starts from the inside, and then we have a reaction or a response that represents the outside, right? So in real time observing, we can agree that um, everything that happens on the inside, as far as the mind, reflects on the outside, right? So we can agree with that. So now we're talking about the spirit, the soul. So how is that reflected on the outside? Our spirit or soul? And this is where it gets tricky, where I say you just have to roll with me on this. If you really think about it, it'll make sense. But um, if you don't, then it's either gonna go over your head or um, so our soul is like our guidance system, right? Um, how does that reflect on the outside? What's going on the inside? Because, like I said, our soul is our guidance system. So if you think of heaven and hell, now we're talking about good and evil. So the things you do, the way you think, your actions, your thoughts, all that is a representation of your soul. Your emotions, your feelings, same thing. All that is a reflection of your soul. So if your soul is not good, you can't do good things. You can't see good things. You can't speak good things. You can't feel good things. That's the reflection aspect. So, for instance, if you see someone walking down the street, you're walking, and you see a homeless person, and your first thought is this bum, this piece of scum, this worthless individual. That's a reflection of what's going on the inside, your perception. Now, if you see him and you say, this unfortunate person, now maybe you just need a little help. That's a reflection. No matter what the circumstances, how you perceive things, how you look at things, how you feel about things, is a reflection of your soul. So, which side is more prevalent? Leticia, Nate, what's up? Apologize, wasn't looking at the chat. Lana's in here. What's up? What's up? Appreciate y'all. But that's a reflection of your soul. So this is the important part, though. So we covered how the inside of your body shows the condition on the outside, as far as sickness. Um, then we talked about the thought process, and now we're talking about the soul. So we live in what they call a three-dimensional. I'm not gonna touch too much on that because I'm gonna do a video on that tomorrow, but I gotta use it. So we live in a three-dimensional world. That's what most of us function out of. It's within three dimensions, three bodies of space, three understanding, and this is where they get the Trinity from. Almost everything that the way we analyze things, the way we understand things, is always in three: person, place, thing. The Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. The mind, the body, the soul. Now, that is important because, like I said, we are we exist in a three-dimensional world. That's our existence. Well, no, everything exists in a two-dimensional world. We function in a three-dimensional world. Apologies. So when I say two-dimensional world, that is two poles, duality. Everything that exists has duality, but the function of it is three-dimensional. That's just the way we both, and we understand what neutrons, protons, and electrons are, right? So what I'm telling you is the way you function is from three aspects. A triangle. This is why the triangle, the symbol of the triangle is so significant. It actually represents the Trinity, the three aspects of life that we function in. So when we talk about the mind, the body, and the soul, we talk about electrons, protons, and neutrons. And if you know how that works, you have a positive, you have a neutral, and you have a negative. The electron is the negative, and the neutron powers the electron. It charges it up, and once it gets charged up, it can produce. It produces energy that that incites both the neutron and the proton. The significance of the neutron is neutral. It allows the negative and the positive to coexist. This is what we talk about balance. So being too much of one um, is not good. Too much positivity, too much negativity. You have to have balance, and that's what the neutron is. So when we talking about the mind, the body, the soul, the body and the mind has to be balanced by the soul. And we talking about the functions. This is why I use the electron, protons, and neutron because it represents positive, negative, and then the balance. The balance is important because, like I said, too much of anything, yin and yang, exactly. Too much, and this is the significance of yin and yang. The circle is the neutron, the circle that it exists in. The circle that the negative and the positive exist in is the balance. So, under, like I said, too much negativity is bad, too much positive. You have to find balance with it. So, you have to balance the mind and the body. And I used this as an example before. We can observe real time. What up, dude? What up, Quinn? In real time, we can observe someone with all these muscles, right? What do? They usually overcompensate. Bronze over mental, over mind. So what do? They try to oppose their strength onto people. And vice versa. You get a highly intellectual person. What do? They flex their brains on people. You find someone balanced who got the mind and the body, they usually even chill. They understand the significance of both. They understand the weaknesses of both. Because when you get too much of one thing, that's all you understand. So in real time, just understanding that uh, your body, what's going on the inside reflects the outside. Meaning we have to watch what we put in our body. We have to take care of our body. We have to be careful what we put in. We have to eat right. Same thing when we talking about your mind. You got to be careful what you're putting in because the only thing you can put out is what's within. So now we're talking about intake, influence. Now we're talking about influence because the mind and the body, one can be positive, one can be negative. One can be positive, one can be negative. Hold on, my bad. Oh, my bad. Where's the thing, Lana? What you say? What if the But what if negative isn't your cause? Negative, listen to what I'm telling you. This is the thing about negativity, and this is why negativity is needed. Um, Negativity is needed to spark creation. Without anything negative, without any problems, you'll have no solutions. We won't be innovative. We won't be creative. Negativity exists because without it, there's no creation. You need problems. You need problems. Contrast brings clarity. Um, so even that's why it's important when negative things happen to find the positivity, and that's what we're building on right now. We're building on the fact that one doesn't exist without the other. Mental diagnosis, yeah, one does not exist without the other. Um, but it's your perception, the way you're looking at things. And this is why it's important to do soul work because uh, negative, like I said, negativity is existence. It's needed to spark creation. It's needed to spark creativity. Um, Something new always comes out of something old. Something destroyed. Something new always comes out of it. But now, when you're talking about perception, and like I said, it's the way you choose to look at stuff. Are you looking at bad things as bad things, or are you looking at it as an opportunity to solve a problem? Are you looking at it as an opportunity to get clarity, to find understanding, or even to take away something that was not needed that you didn't even know? But it's the way you looking at it, and that's why I say why it's things that happen in our life that we don't quite. Yeah, as so above, so below. As so within, so without. That's the part they miss out on. That's the key part. But when you understand that you have like all three of these things have to work in harmony, and when they do, when you take care of the body, the mind becomes healthier because the mind controls the body. You see what I'm saying? One needs the other. They all work off one another. The body is the capsule for the soul. The soul is the navigation system for the body. The mind tells the soul how to feel. You have to have a balance between all of them. If your body don't feel good, think about this: when you hurt, when you're in pain, that automatically shifts you to a lower vibration thought. Pain, hurt, anger. So the body can affect the way the mind thinks. And now we're talking about a different realm because now we're talking about the physical outside affecting the mental inside. So even when you do drugs, you know, drugs make you feel bad. You're taking something from the physical and affecting the mental with it. People hallucinate. Some people don't come back. You know, it fucks their mind up forever. One is associated. They all three is connected: the mind, the body, and the soul. And the key is to make them work in unison, make them work together, make them complement one another like a triangle, and understanding that the negativity you analyze it in three steps. Everything you look. I was just talking to my sister, right? And I probably go do a video on this, and it isn't gonna be no disrespect, but when I do it, I gotta I gotta be unapologetic and just tell facts. But um, the reason I don't do categories is because that's that's a primitive way of thinking. The way we operate is primitive. Compared, this is why um, the ancient civilizations they were more enlightened than we are. Like I said, we only function on the third dimensional realm. We three dimensional beings. Some of us are fourth. I believe I'm a fifth, and that's predicated upon the way we use uh, our abilities, what we have, what we are. A lot of us don't know what we are, and we're functioning on a lower level, uh, thus living in the three dimensional world when it's clearly seven. But like even the senses, people stop at five. It's 13 senses, you know. But without awareness and indoctrination, we have been limited. We limited ourselves to the E5D Leticia. Sleazy, what up? Appreciate you. Hey, do me a favor too. Don't forget. Make sure y'all drop y'all links. Make sure we subbing. We supporting one another. Everybody in here got great channels, got great information. I apologize if I'm missing the comments, but like when I get to cooking, I look down. But yeah, um, so we dummied ourselves down, but for conversational purposes, we talking about the three dimension. Um, so the way we intake information, right? The way we break down information, the way we receive it, um, is primitive. Because, like I said, we only use five senses, and a lot of us don't use them correctly when we analyzing information. But anyway, so by using those five senses, and what I mean by primitive, because we all understand and took science class before, right? Um, so we understand uh, how how the scientific method works, right? Um, but we only use it for science class. That's the basic way. That's the basic way of thinking, even analyzing a conversation. That's why I always tell you when I talk to people, I look for intent. I listen to the word structure. I listen for the tone of voice. I understand the vernacular. Um, most people just listen, so they never truly find the intent. Anytime you have a conversation with somebody, it's an intention, and people don't even think to figure out the intention. But like I said, the way we think is primitive, and it's because um, a group of people who weren't highly enlightened needed a way to interact and understand. So they had to dummy the rest of the world down for their comfortability. That's the best I can explain that. But that's why we read backwards. We look all over the world. Everybody else read left to right. We read right. I mean, everybody else read right to left. We read left to right. Some people even read from up to down. Um, but it's the way we associate words. That's why a lot of words backwards spell something else too, like live and lived, devil and evil, God and dog. That's why a lot of them words are like that. It's just a flip. That might have went over your head, but it's just a flip. Um, Dimensions depending on our frequency. We do. Um, you can exist in two dimensions, three dimensions simultaneously. It's the frequency you vibrate in those dimensions. Um, that's Leticia. We might have to do a build on that, even into the metaphysics. And, uh, yeah, we might have to do a build on that. That'd be dope. Uh, I have to be unapologetic though again, but So you have to align the mind, the body, and the soul, and find a harmony. Because the way you take in information, if you know it or not, that's how you take information in. Like when you think about it, the physical is hearing, so you hear, you listen. Um, the mental is the process of breaking down what you're hearing, right? Um, how you perceive it, and the emotion from how you perceive is the soul part. So if somebody is talking to you and they say F you, and then you get upset, you're physically hearing it, processing negative, making you feel bad. That's how information. So even um, I give you a better example. So if you're a Christian and you're talking to a Muslim and y'all going back and forth, um, unless you're open minded, everything that Muslim is saying from start to finish, you already have a bad feeling because it's opposing something that you have a good feeling about, So you automatically get a bad feeling. So the way you're intaking the information, um, you're not really intaking positive. You're not really listening. You're listening for certain points that you can argue, and you're not downloading all the information. So even when you're talking to someone and you already have a preconceived notion of them, you're not listening to what they're saying. You're listening for something that you have to defend against most of the time. That's why you ever talk to somebody and you say one word and it trigger 'em, and they take it from left to right. That's why they already had a preconceived notion. The way you go about things, even this conversation. And Lana, I don't want to. Rich in the building. What up, Rich? Lana, I don't want to throw you under the bus. Um, but like even in this conversation, if you're not listening and you're just hearing, you already got a preconceived notion. Then anything that I say is not gonna make sense. It's gonna be unagreeable, especially if I don't say your trigger word or say a trigger word. Not to throw you out there. I'm just using you because I like messing with you. Okay, my bad. I'm just looking at the comments. I missed a bunch. Yeah, this is the thing too. When you say English is a new language, um, if you look at most of the ancient languages, no, they ain't got to go ancient. Think about the Japanese. They speak from their diaphragm. Words are spells, right? And like I said, when you have a group of people who, um, I can break that down. I heard somebody talking about it, and I was like, man, I want to. But when you have a group of people who have to learn, they can't receive information a natural way, a normal way. So they have to break it down and simplify it for themselves to understand. You know, no offense, but when you talk about spirituality versus religion, religion teaches you that the creator, the God, is outside of you. Spirituality teaches you that is inside of you. And religion teaches you have to take something from outside of you to bring inside of you. Spirituality teaches you have to build the inside up to release it to the outside. So is what happened is people who couldn't connect or resonate with spirituality had to find a way to feed their soul. So They simplified it and created what we now understand as religion. No offense to nobody. I can prove that. Um, but that's what happened. And when they simplified it, that's why people who were spiritual resonated with it so well because it's reversed. That's why um, so many times it's so hard to, when you live in backwards, is evil, right? Um, but when you doing things in reverse, this is why you get um, that inner disorder or a disease, or you feel like disconnected from the inside because you're doing it backwards. You're giving the energy instead of receiving it. Does that make sense? Um, Hold on, I'm way lost. Hey, Shaw Woman, what up, though? I ain't seen you in a minute. I ain't even seen you go live in a minute. How you been? Yeah, make sure, Leticia, make sure your link is in the chat too. Appreciate you, sis. But so yeah, you that is backwards. So that's why a lot of people are disconnected. But you have to find a way to feed the spirit. So they created religion, but they're still taking something outside of you and trying to put it inside of you when it naturally is already inside of you, and you have to release it. That's why they say God worked through us. Or even think about when God blew the essence of Himself into man and animated. God is within you, but we don't do enough inner work. Hold on, what did you say? Um, is how you. This is what I'm telling you. Everything on the outside, the out. If you allow, think of it like this, and if you allow the outside to affect the inside, you only can now produce what's on the outside. Whatever inside of you, your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, all that is gonna come outside. That's how you function. You think about this. If you're not thinking negative, if you're not feeling negative, then you cannot do negative. Not with intentions, not with purpose. You can't do something negative if it's not in you. The way you look at things, if you get in a car accident, right? And your first thought is this stupid motherfucker, I'm gonna versus, thank the creator, everyone's still alive. Let me check and see if everybody okay. We got insurance, we get it fixed. You see the difference? If I'm just happy, I got in a car accident and I'm like, damn, I'm alive, because guess what? You have fatalities in car accidents. And now you get out the car, the other people find everything good. You got insurance. I've been paying for it. I'm good to go. It's unfortunate. It's a setback. But guess what? I'm good. I'm alive. That's how some people think. Some people think like this. Motherfucker hit my car. I'm fuck him up. This. Get out the car. Argument. You stupid dude. Don't even care if everybody is alive. That's because that's what's in them. The way you perceive things. Like I forgot who I was, Craig. Shout out to Craig. I don't know where Craig at. He probably in the bushes somewhere. But shout out to Craig. But I was talking to him when my uncle died. And I said funeral. And he was like, I wish people would stop saying funeral and just say celebration of life because that's what it is. These are our loved ones. Let's celebrate them. Let's stop being sad about it and just be happy we had the opportunity. And I normally say that. That's how I think. After a while, after I get past the grief part, it's like, you know what? Yeah, But when he said it, it was like um, even the word selection. Because at the time, guess what? I felt bad. So I used the term funeral. I used the term funeral because I felt bad. That's what I'm saying. Our emotions affect the way we look at things. And a lot of times, this is why people still suffer from childhood trauma. This is how it affects them in real time because the emotions that is attached to those memories, that's where the trigger come from. Is the emotions attached to the memory. You think about it, then you feel, and then you have a thought. That thought determines your decision and the choices you make. So if you can master your emotion, the way you look at stuff will be different. Even when bad things happen, it'll be different. If you're aware of it, that's the key. That's the key right there is the awareness, is when you feel it. When you first initially feel the emotion of something, can you identify it? And then do you have enough discipline to not react? That's the key, is being aware and discipline. This is how you begin, um, in my opinion, to take power within a situation. And what I mean by that, think about how many people would be either free or alive if they didn't have a reaction, but instead of respond. People have shot people for over words, over misunderstandings. People argue over words, over misunderstandings, things that are not that serious. Because, like I said, somebody might be having a bad day, and you say the wrong thing to them at that time, they pop off. And any other time, they wouldn't have did that. But this time, they was having a bad day, and they reacted versus responded. I try to look at everyone's viewpoint and base my opinion on my research of the situation. And yeah, you analyze. That's what I'm saying. And see, this is what I noticed too. It's a lot of older people who. That's why they come up with the term "think before you act." There's a lot of older people who've been through stuff. They have more of a. They're more disciplined or more reserved, and they begin to look at the situation. But when we young, oh shit, we we instinctively we react when we young. We don't really think. A lot of us don't. I didn't. I didn't think when I was young. I just reacted. But with age, I learned how to respond. So and then I start understanding, like, damn, why do I feel like this? Like, why wouldn't this person have said that? And then look, I'll take it a little deeper. Quinn, check this out. One day I was like, I was having a conversation, and this dude was like, "Man, you get on my nerves, bro. You think you know everything, like you smarter than everybody. Fuck you." And it made me mad. And I'm like, why did it make me mad? And then I was thinking, like, it made me mad because um, I didn't feel like I was smart enough. I didn't feel like I was smart enough. And the reason I didn't feel like I was smart enough is because I didn't have validation from other people. I knew what I knew. I wanted people to be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And when he said that, I couldn't even get mad. Once I thought about it, I couldn't get mad because I'm like, you're right. I do think I know more than everybody. And the reason I came to that conclusion is because I needed other people's validation. I wanted people to think that that's what I wanted. That's what I was shooting for. I wanted people to be like, damn, this motherfucker's smart. That's what I wanted. And then I realized that seeking outside validation, um, I get these negative emotions when I don't get it. So I couldn't even be mad at them. And then I thought like this, um, that's going to hinder my growth. Waiting for people to validate how I feel or how I should feel. That's giving people too much power. It's giving people too much power. Caring about what you know, what you don't know. And then I asked myself, why do it matter? It mattered because that's the way I was taught. That's the way I was indoctrinated. I was indoctrinated to seek validation from other people, as most of us are. And once I figured that out, I figured I didn't need it. And it freed me. Mm, It freed me because no longer uh, did I restrict myself to understanding things that people will applaud me for, looking at things for the way people wanted me to look at it, because that's what we do. You know, people will begin to do things that they know people um, will give them praise for. You know, uh, that's why we have people showing off, class clowns. Think about it. That's why we have entertainers. Period. They know that people will applaud them and celebrate them, so they do things for people to do that. They do it for that reaction. Um, but at the end of the day, that wouldn't make me happy. So I figured I didn't need it. And the more I freed myself from um, these indoctrinations, these conditionings, um, the more I began to understand how the outside was affecting my inside. Because it works both ways. If you're not influencing the outside, you're being influenced. If your inside is not influencing the outside is influencing your inside. Even if you find balance, both is still true, right? I don't know what's happening. My bad. I apologize. I don't got my. Usually I have my tablet up too, but yeah, yeah. It's some good. It's some brilliant people on YouTube. And the crazy thing is, this app gives us the ability to connect with people. And it's how you use it. I'm learning how to use it better. I say that, but yeah, this app gives you the ability to connect with a lot of people, to build with a lot of people. It gives you the ability to hurt people too, and unfortunately, people do that too. Is there a problem in my head to advise that I heard here? What? By the way, I myself listen in my head to advise that I heard here. Yeah, you got uh, you have some things going on, but the more you talk about, a lot of times, you know, a lot of times when you've been affected by things, you tuck it and hide it away and you don't like talking about it. But they still affect you, even when you hide them away. It still affects you. Um, so all problems. I mean, if you want to find peace, harmony, and balance, you gotta learn lessons. That's what the problems are. Anything that, even if things that happened to us when we were children that we couldn't control, is a lesson within that. And until you learn it, it's hard to heal from it and move past it. Yeah, it's I don't think nobody, but you know what? It's it's other sectors. Like if I use my real name, it'll be people on here who know me from like business and stuff, from like real estate, um, and like um, business mentor, like mentorships and stuff like that. I use my real name, so it'd be like a whole different crowd I'd be in. But I like this sector. I mean, I'm not even really in a sector. I'm everywhere. I just like talking to intelligent people and good-hearted people. You get two different conversations, two different personalities that are good-hearted people and intellectual people, but even the people who bounce, but you get an opportunity to learn, and that's, I mean, everything I do, I try to learn from it. The bigger your platform, the less you have to worry about trolls. You say, hold on. Oh, nope, didn't mean to do that. I didn't put her in timeout. Did I? Okay. So the word, can I say, how do you stay real? So real. There's no other way to. I don't. There's no other way to be. Um, I say it like this. This is you. You get out of me what you allow me to be. Um, I am, like when I tell you, I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. That's what I'm doing. I'm having a human experience. I I know, you know, that I know my soul. I'm at peace. I'm at peace with my soul. I understand my components. Like I said, your mind, your body, uh, the mind, body, soul. I'm telling you, literally, these are the three components of you, and all of them are different. Your body is different from your mind is different from your soul, but they all are connected and they all work off one another. One feeds the other. This is what I'm telling you. I'm gonna do a Trinity video tomorrow, but one feeds the other one. So um, when you say real, like I tell, I'm being 100% real. Being on the internet gives me a different calm. Um, gives me the ability to talk to people in a safe distance. In real time, I won't let people that close to me. You can't get close to me, and in real time, if you do get close to me and you move funny, it's not. Yeah. So, um, like I said, I am what I'm allowed to be. Um, I'm very defensive. I'm very protective. When it comes to my family, I'm very protective. When it comes to my family. But I'm a good heart. Like total strangers walk up to me and hug me. That shit weird. Like animals, wild animals, like squirrels. I had a skunk come up to me when I stayed in my apartment. I had a friend. I mean, it wasn't a pet, but I go outside and smoke, and the skunk would come up, and people be showing it away. It come right up. I feed it. We be chilling. Um, is a lot of different things I use. Like I said, I study theology, right? Um, and for me to properly learn things, I have to practice it. So, like, I practice Christianity 7 days a week. I practice Islam 7 days a week. Uh, I practice, to the best of my ability, Hebrewism, Taoism. Uh, I practice Shinto. That's a Japanese religion. I practice Kemetic science. And when I say I practice Islam, not I practice from the Moorish Science Temple, so um, it was more of a science than it was a religion. The Islam part um, is I led the path of my ancestors, my native side. I do rituals. Um, I practice comedic science. I practice all these different. I even dabbled in occult science. I practice alchemy. It's just I had to physically do things to learn it, to understand how it worked, understand how I operate, and the usefulness out of it. So when you say, what did you say? So how how do I stay so real? If you look at the 42 ideas of I try to govern myself under those 42 ideas. And when I interact with people, I utilize that, and also practice the 5 pillars of Islam. So, um, like I said, it's just being you. Loving yourself, not caring um, how others look at you allows you um, the freedom of being you. When you're not worried about like embarrassment, I can get embarrassed, but I'd probably laugh. It wouldn't be like, oh my God, I'm embarrassed. No, I'm gonna laugh and make a joke out of it. I'm gonna take the power back. I believe in transmutation of energy. So anything negative, I use that energy for positive. It's just a lot of different concepts. I guess I live by, and it kind of balances, gives me order, if that makes sense. Forensics, what's up? Appreciate you. I used to feed mama skunk and her 2 babies in the jail every day around 8. She would come. Hey man, skunks are cool, ain't they, Quinn? Like, look, man, this thing ain't never sprayed me. It was always like that thing was so cool. I remember this is why the skunk. I think I got the video, but I went outside when I was staying in these apartments. I went outside to throw a garbage bag away, and I'm looking like, damn, is a McFlurry cup stuck on this skunk head? So I'm chasing the skunk around, and I removed it. And when I did, it ran away. But the next day, I'm outside smoking, and I hear, the neighbor. I was on the ground floor. Neighbor on the top floor was like, "Hey, bro, it's a skunk right there." Man, the thing walked up to me and was like chilling, and I'm looking like, "Oh shit!" So I went in the house and got some walnuts and started eating walnuts, grapes, carrots. Man, that skunk was cool. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, like even that, man, just being at peace and harmony. Like nature is so beautiful and it's so easy to get along with. So, like I said, a lot of times, like when you desire something, you find ways to get it right. Um, so I've been through so much. It was like I just wanted to be happy. So I went somewhere where I, I used to go in my backyard and just chill uh, in the grass, trees, bird, ain't nothing bothering me. It's no threat. I can breathe. I ain't got to worry about nothing. I was at peace, and that's how I was when I was a kid. I grew up in the backwoods, so I was always in nature. So that's one of my, my one of the ways I change the way I feel. Like when I'm feeling bad, negative, I just go out in nature. It's something, whatever triggers you to make you feel good. Utilize that as a tool when you're feeling bad. Um, you got to turn that tide because, like I said, those emotions um, tells you or the way you perceive things when you upset, mad, angry, sad, disappointed, defeated. The way you look at things is totally different. Um, so you have to find ways or tools to use when you do have those feelings to turn it up. You got to raise your frequency, but you have to be aware because a lot of times when you got those feelings, you in a moment, and that's when the reactions start. You react, and if you wasn't having those negative feelings, you would do something different. You would think different. So being aware is key. Is the main key, and then you need those tools. But with the awareness, what you can do. um, is begin to learn or to take control. When you become aware, that's how you begin to take control. Because, like I said, when you look at things negative, when you get those negative emotions, um, it's nothing but a snowball effect. It'd be hard for you to see the positive. It'd be hard to separate or get through and learn that lesson. Hold on, my bad. Get sprayed by a skunk. Yeah, your story got a squirrel in it. And deer moves. Holy crap. Yeah, Nate went on ostrich. But yeah, those three things, your body, mind, and your soul, when those conditions are off, it reflects on the outside. Not only what, and see, I'm going to do a part two of this because I want to go deeper into the three dimensions. So this part is probably, what I'm about to say is probably going to be on part two. Um, but what begins to happen too when you have disorder, especially with the mind and the soul, you got to understand what your soul is. Your soul is a portion or essence of the creator. And the way we connect or the way we interact with the creators through our emotions. That's why when they talk about manifestation, um, this is Leticia, don't get me, but this is from a three-dimensional being. This is not from fourth or fifth dimensional. But the way a three-dimensional being connects with the creator is through the emotion. Right. So what I mean by that is when we talking about manifestation, it's the thought, which is the mind. Right. But what they don't tell you is the emotion behind the thought. Right. So the emotion behind the thought, that's more the frequency. So the thought becomes the antenna who's going to send whatever signal you want. So when we talk about manifestation and how we attract things, negative or positive, the thought and the emotion, whether the emotion is good or bad, that's what powers the thought to the creator. The signal bounces back and we manifest what we desire. And a lot of times it be negative things because most of us function regularly on negativity. Fear is a big one. A lot of people function off of anger, jealousy, envy. All these are negative emotions. So when you have that thought and send that signal, you're saying this is what I want in my existence. This is what I want in my existence. And the universe don't understand I want or don't want. It just understands the thought and the frequency sent with it, negative or positive. So a lot of times, this is what I'm telling you to always change. Um, change those emotions when you're feeling bad. Be aware. Do something. Use a tool to change it. You say you agree. Yeah, okay. Cause no, because I already know you. I'm just sharing. I'm not going into no lecture. I'm just sharing. But yeah, that thought So if it's negative or positive, a lot of times, like tell my wife, she be going to work. She be like, "Damn it, I'm hoping ain't traffic." I'd be like, "Stop saying that because women. Let me tell y'all something, ladies. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all are the creators of this world. Y'all are the creators. Y'all the master creators. Y'all the masons of creation on this planet. It's the energy that you exude is 3 times more powerful than anything a man can produce when it comes to creation. This is why they always say is a good woman behind a successful man. Um, and a lot of times, if you listen to men's success stories, they tell you how the woman supported and believed in. What was happening was the woman was manifesting for him. He ain't even know it. He ain't even know it. A lot of the opportunities. Uh, and I'm thinking, I'm literally saying this, thinking about Denzel Washington. You listen to his story. His wife, man, you can clearly see she manifests, and he knows it, and that's why he's humble the way he is. That's why he treats his wife the way he does. He knows it. People know, and that's why he humble. Um, but yeah, Double R, what up, brother? Appreciate you. Um, but yeah, so women, y'all the master creators. So the energy of creation that comes out of a woman when it comes to manifestation is powerful both ways. So I tell her like, look, stop saying that. And then 2 seconds later, damn it, I told you it was traffic. I said, yeah, because guess what? This is what happens when you already think that negative. Oh, it's gonna be traffic this way. You attract that. You drove that way. Now, if you think positive, okay, look, no, I know I'm on my way to work. Well, you know what? Usually when I go that way, it's traffic. So let me go this way. You can't think like that because already, you're already thinking negative. That's what you want. You're calling it out. That's what you desire. So your brain ain't giving you, your mind ain't telling you like, hey, it's an alternate route. Try that one. Or we go do this one because normally you don't think like that. This is why it's important, especially women, um, to do that exercise. When you ain't feeling them good emotions, you got to turn it around. Uncle L in the building too. What up, Uncle L? My bad, I ain't even see everybody. Um, we got Double R up there. Yeah, make sure she spoke what she wanted to. Hey, Leticia, let me tell you a crazy story. I'm gonna tell you. Now look, I tell my wife to tell this story. I will not lie to y'all. I will not bullshit y'all. Listen to this. When we first started dating, I think we just came back from New Orleans, and I was tapped. I mean, I, I blew a bag. I was broke. And she was like, "Well, I got $10." And I'm like, "We can't go to the movies on $10." She's like, "Yes, we can." She said, "In fact, yeah, come on, let's go. Get in the car. We going to the movie." And I'm like, "Look, we only got $10. I get paid tomorrow. Chill out." No, we only got $10. Okay. So we go to the movie theater. We get up to the thing, and the guy said, "Do you have your Stubbs card?" She was like, "Yeah, but it's nothing on it." He was like, "Oh, let me just run it." Ran the Stubbs card. Oh, yeah, you got two free tickets. I'm like, "What? Yeah, you got 2 free tickets." Yeah. So, y'all good to go. Go to the concession stand, right? Get to this concession stand. We ordered $10 worth of food. We got it for $2 because the man in front of us said, "Just get a change to the people behind me." So we went to the movies there with $10. Each ticket was $12. She was determined to go see this movie. We got there. The Stubbs card, she actually thought it was expired. And we haven't went to that movie theater in like the last 3 times, so she didn't even know she had points on. Get there, got 2 free tickets. Then we get to the concession stand. The dude then paid, so we spent $2 out of the 10, And I didn't want to go, but she was determined, and she said, "We go see this movie and we go enjoy ourselves." And that's what we did. But it was her determination, her that emotion, that feeling she put behind that. She manifested all that from where we stood in line because we was about to stand in the other line. She said, "No, just stand here." The other line was shorter, you know. I'm like, "Well, let's just no." She said, "No, let's just stay here. It's okay. I don't feel like moving." She literally said that, and it was like two people. What I'm telling you is, you have to be open. You have to understand your intuition. You have to understand your intuition. That's another sense they don't teach us about. We feel it. A lot of us feel it. We just don't understand it. We don't know it. That's your inner guidance system. You got to understand the emotion that you're feeling when it's going on. Is it negative or is it positive? If it's positive, you got to open your eyes and look around because it's an opportunity. There's something around that you supposed to be, that you supposed to, you're being drawn to. And when it's negative, it's doing the opposite. It's repulsing you, pushing you away from something. A lot of people associate that with the third eye, but it's not. We gonna get into that too. But that's intuition. That's one of your senses. That's something that if we were younger, we could have mastered just like we mastered taste, hearing, sight. Your intuition is supposed to be developed, just like those other senses. And that's just one out of the total 13. That's one they ain't teach us. So what's that? 8 more? They gave you 5, but it's really 13. But they only gave you 5. They only teach you about 5. And these 13 senses is how we download information. So this is what I'm telling you about the third realm. You only process the information with your mind, your body, and your soul. You use your senses. You use your emotions. The thought, when you look at things, the process, the download, that's your mind. The way you take in the information, if it's sight, taste, touch, or smell, that's the physical. And the emotion you attach to that, it tells you if it's good or bad. That's how you look at it. But these are the only 3 senses that we process information with, when it's 8 more. So that's what I'm telling you. But if that's only what you have, if you only got 3 right now, you don't even, are we using them correctly? And that's one of the points I'm making in this conversation. Are you using those senses correctly as you're processing the information? Are you even associating the thought with the emotion? Why am I feeling this way about this? What's negative about it? What's positive about it? Before it hits the egg, but we can. It's. I had a great debate on that. I had a great debate on that. Like science versus. I guess you can call it metaphysics about the sperm. Because actually, science tells you it's basically an electric charge, and um, once it hit the egg, it sends out an electric charge, and once it goes in the egg consumes it and utilizes what it needs and what it don't. It gets rid of. Metaphysically, it's something different. So that'll be a. I'm gonna see if I got it on. I think I got it on DVD. I actually did a debate on that. I'm gonna see if I can find it. I think it's in the store. Yeah, nah, state your opinion. Like I said, look, anybody can say it. Long as we respectful to one another, I want people to state their opinion. I mean, I'm not here to censor nobody. And like I said, I love contrast, even if you don't agree with me. It gives me, maybe I'm saying it a way you don't understand, or maybe I'm wrong, and you can correct me. I don't. Hey, I'd rather for someone to correct me than keep thinking the wrong way. That's asinine. Nah, I ain't no. I ain't. Nah, like I said, I am an information whore. Um, I'm looking. Oh, my bad, bro. I'm looking. My bad. I'm late on the thing. Um, I would have to say no. Um, I would have to say no because, like I said, um, the egg actually consumes the sperm. So it's like it'll be the equivalent. Think of it like this. Just say the sperm. They always say you are your father's like far as lineage. You know, you're your father's child, right? So you probably, I would say, just working a working understanding. Think of the sperm as the soul, and the egg is the flesh. One cannot exist outside of the other. Um, so, I mean, when you say is alive, neither one of, well, I guess they both are alive, but um, no, I wouldn't even say they're alive. They in like what is it? They in like a stasis. They don't exist without each other. Like the mass. Think about this. Like when you talk about the car battery, right? Uh, the negative is not active, but the positive is active. But without the negative, it can't function. It has no function. It has no purpose. So I would even say, like I said, I don't. They don't exist without one another. So um, I just don't think they. Yeah. Oh, about. Oh, I must be. My bad. I'm trying to catch up. And I am the universe, as so above, so below, as so within, so without. We are a micro of the macro. Literally. We literally heard a micro of the macro. And that's what I'm saying. We have been dummied down, man. If y'all truly, and it's not even about, I be telling y'all a secret. I do. I keep saying it. And I'm going to just say it. And it's still not gonna be good enough because I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just saying the way we currently think about it like this: 80% of what you know is what you've been told. 20% is what you figured out. Some people are different, but I'm saying generally, 80% of what people know is what they've been told through indoctrinations, through books, through movies, through teachings. 20% is what they go figure out by themselves. But guess what? They still, even in that 20%, um, they go find someone else's perspective. Knowledge is in books, right? Um, One of the biggest tricks they ever told y'all. Look, I tell you that books are there to make you aware, but the same way they got their knowledge, that's what we need to start doing. Um, we we determine things to be fact by proving it, right? And but the way we prove it, what I'm telling you is this: observe. You have to observe. You have to learn things in real time and observe, because anything you read in a book is someone else's perception. if it's fact or fiction. It's still someone else's perspective. But when you observe, uh, things become clear. Um, because you got to think about it. The further you go back, they had a whole different way of looking at things. So even the philosophers, when you hear the philosophers speak, it is to present day. It applies to modern day, right? But think of the language. Think of the different ways you can say it, and it becomes more impactful. You see a lot of people do that. They take the old sayings and put twist on them, because it evolved. So that's why I say you need to observe in modern day. And you ever observe something and you think about it, and then somebody be like, "Oh yeah, that's a saying," or such and such said that. Some philosopher, you like, man, I just thought about that because I just I just experienced it, and that's the thought I had when I experienced it. Everything in existence already existed. Nothing is new under the sun. Everything has always existed. It's just what we becoming aware of. Think about when you're a kid, who's your God? Your mother. You don't know something outside of your mother as a supreme being until you're told, until you become aware. But when you observe, who's God? Who's the creator? Who's the one nurturing you? When something happened to you, who are you screaming out for? When you observe, your mother. 9 times out of 10. Some of us, our father, you know? Some of us both. But when you observe things, this is how all the ancients learned. That's like when you talk about Egypt, right? Nets. Is Nets in here? I'm sorry if I missed anybody. I apologize. 13 has a significant meaning and of self. Yeah, and that's why, Leticia, I'm telling you, it's everything that we need to know. It's like a lot of stuff that was hidden, but when you go within, and you ask questions, it will be presented to you. You just have to be aware of what you're saying. And this is the jewel I was gonna drop. Stop believing in stuff. A belief is simply something that you choose to accept that is not yet proven. Because once it's proven, it become a fact. It's no longer a belief, right? So stop believing in stuff. Belief is a trick. It is a trick to dummy you down. And that's why they tell you to have blind faith. Ain't nothing wrong with faith. Faith and belief is two different things. Faith is almost, if you to exercise faith properly, normally you're prepared, because faith is just believing or knowing that something will happen before it happens. Emotions is what power the energy through thought. Exactly. Yes, 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 yes. And that's the key. Um, is understanding the emotion when you haven't thought. Um, and that's what I become aware of that. Become aware of the emotions that you have, when something outside of yourself is giving you a thought. That's what you have to be aware of. Is the emotion you're feeling as something outside of yourself is producing a thought. Why is that emotion there? What is that emotion? Understand that, because that's how you become influenced. Because that emotion is telling you, I'm downloading this interaction, I'm downloading what's happening, and I'm using this emotion to do it. So, what are you downloading? How are you being influenced? That's what an influence is. If you're having a good day and somebody walks up to you and say, fuck you, and you feel bad, that's influence. The words they said influence. They cast a spell on you. That's what they did. When you have, as I'm talking to you now, I'm casting spells. I'm giving you thoughts, and those thoughts are being attached to emotion. This is how you're receiving what I'm saying to you. This is why I tell people I am very careful with my words because in the past I've used them to manipulate. I'm being honest. I'm pretty sure we all at some point of our life use words to manipulate people, even if it was telling somebody I love you and you didn't mean it. Ladies, I'm about to get on y'all. Even if you told a man you had an O and you didn't, you use words to manipulate. And I'm only saying that because I was in Tay's live and they was talking. She was like, "Yeah, I've faked the orgasm before." But you cast some spells. You tell a man, "Yeah, I did it. What happens? He feel good about himself, right?" And you feel good because you made him feel good, even though he ain't make you feel good. So you cast some spells. So that's why I say I'm careful with my words. I'm careful how I interact with people because sometimes people do it unintentionally. You'll cast a spell or influence a person with word and not be intentional. And it happens. So that's why I try to be clear. I try to be as transparent as I possibly can be, um, because I'm aware of it. And my intentions is not to have a negative influence on people. I don't want to take advantage of people. I rather participate. I rather compliment people than to abuse them. I believe in using people because that's the energy exchange. If you give me energy, I'm gonna use it. I'm not gonna abuse people. It's a difference. Everything is supposed to be used. Nothing is supposed to be abused. So yeah, I agree from my own perspective of life that I wish I had a partner, and you will. You just gotta align yourself with that frequency of what you want. Anything you desire. Think about this. I'm gonna be honest. When I met my wife, I'm happy that we was friends first because when I met her, I wasn't ready to be in a relationship. I wasn't. I wasn't. I wasn't what I am now. I wasn't ready. Um, I wasn't ready. But when I got ready, um, wham bam, thank you, man. Everything lined up perfectly. There was no pushback, no tension. We come from two different cultures. Her culture they rather for their kids because, of what they experienced as far as the media and indoctrinated when they came to this country. They prefer their kids to date white people versus black people. But when they met me, I changed the whole stereotype. They began to love black people, especially her mom. Man, her mama, that was my dog. Her mama and her dad, man, them both was cool. Oh yeah, make sure y'all get that word of the day. Uh, Make sure y'all get that. Go sub up the perp. That's my super mod. Emotions are fleeting. Oh, Frankie, you want to play? You want to play with the Kundalini? You want to talk about the significance of 33? Yeah, I can do that too. We can talk about it from um, we can talk about it from the Santa Claus perspective. We can talk about it from the Jesus Christ perspective. Um, yeah, I do. I did a video on that. I think I got it on private, but I wanted to go in on that. But yeah, I'm gonna get into that with the neuromelanin and the Christos and the Christ consciousness. Yeah, I'm gonna get in. You are fully aligned. There we go. I think Pert about to be my disciple from the back of your brain. It's not even so you got two, check this out, Frank. You got two hemispheres, right? Your right and your left hemisphere of your brain. On each side they call it the temple, right? And in the middle of it you have what they call the pineal gland. This is the temple of God. So this is the third eye, the seat, the throne. So this is where they talk about you know what? Hold on, let me show you something. I think I got it. I think I did download that one. If I got it, I'm gonna show you. Uh, I think that one is on my laptop. It's dope. I love my chat, man, because y'all. I love brains, bro. I love intellect. And that way, I can be myself. Like I drive my wife crazy. I talk like this all the time. Where is my pictures at? Oh, bro. I think. Hold on. I think it. Um. Nope, that's not it. But I talk like this all the time. My wife be looking at me sometimes like, bro, you crazy as hell. And then she come back like, I seen what you was talking about on TikTok. Like I told you. Where is? Oh, here you go. Let me see. I think I got it in here. Hmm. I'll show you two of them. But this one is gonna be what I was talking about. The two temples, right? And then I'll show you the Kundalini one. Where is? That's not it. That's not it. This one. So I don't know if you can see the cursor, but this right here is the two temples. This is where the spinal cord connect. This is where the pineal gland is. This is also one of the hairdresser comedic gods. They showing you, and so within, so without. A lot of the when you talk about Egypt, they were really into the brain, the structure of the brain. Even the eye of Horus is shaped as a pattern of the brain, the third eye. Hold on, let me pull that up. But yeah, it's shaped just like the brain. Did that pop up on the screen? Okay, yeah. So even when you're talking about the eye of Horus, this is the pineal gland. This is your third eye. When you're talking about where the spinal cord, where the energy of Kundalini rises up, it rises up to the temple or to the throne. And I showed you the last picture. If you look at the way the brain was shaped, that was the throne. But the Kundalini shoots up into the throne, hits the pineal gland. And when you're talking about, uh, like when you talk about the spinal cord, so Jesus Christ died at the age of 33, right? 33 vertebrae. So as the Kundalini rises and hits the pineal gland, it releases a secretion. Some call it Christos, the Christ oil. But what it really is what they call neuromelanin. And what happens is it travels back down to the spine, to the sacrum coxon, the last vertebrae in the spine, the sacrum coxon, and that's where your root chakra is. And when it travels down there, it travels back up because the root chakra is the first chakra, which is like the furnace of your kundalini. That's like the beginning stage. So as it's traveling back up, it ignites the rest of the chakras, 1 through 7. going back up, and it's a 3 day process. So when Jesus Christ died, he had risen on the third day. That's the Kundalini energy rising back up into the throne and taking that secretion that went down the spine and energizing it with the Kundalini energy and rising back up. And once it hits the pineal gland, you reach another level called the Christ consciousness. This is Christ was never a name; it was a title. And people throughout history have reached Christ consciousness. If you look at a lot of the yogis, um, they reached Christ consciousness. If you look at like Hindu, like Krishna was the Christ. Um, so yeah, so that's where the 33 vertebrae is, and um, when we talking about uh, the Kundalini and how is a representation of consciousness. I see Perp, you in there helping her manifest. Hey, when two or more come in my name is in the Bible. When two people focus on the same thing, um, it usually manifests. That's why we. Now listen to what I just said, um, because that's why we in the current condition that we in. There's a lot of people focusing on a specific thing. They're putting their energy into it. So the system we live in, everyone believes in it. We putting the energy into it. That's why we're in the current condition. Think about like think about this. Whatever you focus on, you create. So celebrities, right? Why are they celebrities? Because we focus on them. We praise them. We put all our energy, and they manifest their dreams. This is why we have the things we have, like Disney World. Anything you focus on becomes reality. And the more people focus, meaning giving energy, giving thought, it becomes reality. That's how things are created. And other people understand this, and they understand it so well that they make people buy into their reality and manifest things for them. So a lot of times we use our energy to create for other people. Even if you think of it like I said, the system we live in. We have accepted things that's unnatural, um, and the more we accept it, the more unnatural it becomes. I guess that's the safest way I can say it. Um, I ain't trying to be safe. I ain't trying to be safe. But what I'm telling you is, I'll give you this because I heard it today. And the way they put it, I wanted to jump on a panel and build on what he said. But I was on Eve. Shout out to Eve James. If y'all don't mind, throw Eve's link in the chat. Y'all go sub up to Eve. Eve, man, I'm censored. I'm filtered on here for purposes. I'm gonna create another channel once I get this off, and I'm gonna just give it to you. Unfiltered. It's probably gonna get shut down quick, but but I'm gonna be unfiltered on there as long as they allow me to. But on here, I really do want to share information and build with people, so that's what I'm using this platform for. But on Eve's channel, they made a good point when they said the American dream, right? Um, so when you think about American dream, you think about um, the freedom, the liberty, the opportunity of America, right? And that's the American dream. But I forget his name. Bro made a good point. Now check this out. To dream, you got to be asleep, right? So what is a dream to some is a nightmare for others. And when those people who are asleep that are helping this dream wake up, now it becomes a nightmare for the person who originally had the dream when the people wake up. I hope that did not go over your head. That's why it's important to be woke. This is where this notion comes from. Because what's a dream for some people are a nightmare. And that's why. It's because they sleep. And while they sleep, their energy is being used to build other people's dreams. But while they sleep, they're living a nightmare in real time because they physically woke, but they mentally and spiritually sleep. So this has become a dream for some people that this other group of people are mentally and physically asleep. Now they can live out their dream. But when those people wake up, that dream is going to turn to a nightmare. Exactly. Very required. Now, even think about, I love, and this going to sound crazy. Look, I already told y'all I don't even care. Something wrong with me. I'm crazy. I know I am. But I enjoy observing nature because nature is perfect. Any way you want to say it, nature is perfect. So the way it operates is in um, a perfect manner. So observing like plants, I enjoy. I enjoy observing plants, greenery. Um, and it takes so many different components for a plant to grow, to create life. But the soil, the seed, the water, the sun, all of them are different. They have different functions. They operate different. But when they come together, they create life. They create a new form of life. Um, something, um, these different forces come together and create something new. It gives life to something. Because if you take one out the equation, there's no life. So they all have to cooperate, and that's how when I observe that, I look at people now, and I realize that for us to create a new a new life, we have to cooperate. And the beautiful part is that it's the differences that makes it work, not the similarities. The things that make us different will create and generate a new life. And when I was thinking about that, I understand why they put us in boxes for separation. Why they try to keep us separate from one another? It makes sense because if we come together and create new life, something has to end. The way we live now has to end for us to create something new. So it just makes sense to me, and that's why I took myself out the boxes. But yeah, that's we require one of that. That's deep. Serial killer. What up? It made you question more. Hello, I have done my best to do what's right. I just need as many as possible for my family's sake. I have said enough. I'm gone. Look at where I've been. You will. The truth. Hmm. Hmm. I was interested. That's the only thing you put in the chat. I'm just interested in your comment. Hmm. dumbed down and desensitized, some even emasculated by design. Yeah, you have to. Um, they had to do that. Without doing that, um, like I said, is a reason why um, you just got to look through history. There's a reason why a group of people needed everyone. Think about this, right? If the only way to control something that's higher than you is to bring it down to the level that you at, that's the only way you can control it. Because if it's higher than you, then you can't even reach it. But if it's at your level, this is familiar ground to you. Um, Even if they started here, um, to put them back here is you have to dummy them down. So that's the only way you can control them. You can't control nothing that's stronger than you. They're smarter than you. That's faster than you. The only way you can control it is to dummy it down to make it think it's not smarter, faster, stronger than you. That's the only way you can control it is to convince it's lesser, to make it think is lesser than you. Other than that, you can't control it. Hey, behind. Is Nets in here? Oh, no Nets. I don't know if that. Yeah, no, I ain't. If it's a troll in there, I ain't worried about it. If it is, I would like to. I would like to pick his brain before y'all before y'all shoot it in it. Let me examine the brain first. Yeah, let me know if it's a troll. I want to examine the brain before you splatter it. Okay. Okay, hold on. Whoa, I did not know it was that far back. Okay. Okay. Oh wow, my bad. My bad. Yeah, that's my bad. I gotta get my tablet out. You got a biscuit. Okay. What am I? Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay. Cool. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was looking at that. I'm like, hold on, bro. Don't come in here and get no manifesto or nothing, bro. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, welcome to the now. Yeah, my bad. Now I'm caught up. I'm caught up. My bad. Hey, man, look, y'all can't blame me. I only got half an eye. This is where I use my my disability. I can't see. Hold on. Hold on. Where is it at? I gotta drop. I gotta drop.
But I cannot see. I'm legally blind. That's my story. I'm sticking to.
I'm telling y'all, man, don't be mad. I can't see. Okay, there we go. Okay, where was that? But yeah, so yeah, that's the only way you can control a group of people is to make them forget who they are and what they're capable of. And once you do that, you can create a new reality. And once they accept it, a lot of the things they knew are lost and becomes a mystery. My story. That's what happens. But back on the subject. Um, the next time, Lovey, what up, though? I wouldn't have seen that if they didn't tell me to scroll to the bottom. Who else did I miss? My bad if I missed you. I apologize if I missed you. But yeah, you can't what's going on the inside will always reflect on the outside. So a lot of times, I promise kicks. I touch on it. A lot of times in kicks, you probably catching it on the replay. But Rich, what up, brother? Scott, yeah, I wouldn't have seen you, bro. But a lot of times, like people show what's on the inside when they interact with other people. Um, you get people who just, you ever get that one person like, God damn, this motherfucker always happy. That's because they're happy on the inside. And then you'll get people who just nasty on the inside. And that's what you get. You get that attitude. But when the projection of the energy begins, now you see where they get the notion hurt people hurt people. Um, a lot of times when people are suffering spiritually, those are those feelings and those emotions again, right? Um, that's your navigation system, your soul, your spirit is telling you to feel good about something or bad about something. But if you're in a constant flux of negativity, if you're in that constant flux of feeling bad, when you interact with people, that's what's gonna come out of you. That's how you go think, you know. I wonder this. I'm gonna say this, and this ain't no talking against nobody. I was just thinking about this because I forgot who I was listening to, but they say like on YouTube when people going at each other to lead the kids out of it, right? And I was thinking like if you're sitting there if I sit there and make content on someone and I'm thinking about saying something negative about their kids, and I'm a parent as I'm thinking about saying something negative to their kids, I'm thinking about my own kids. 22, what up, brother? And that's what would prevent me from, you know what I'm saying, making something negative about their kids. But if a person is just nasty on the inside, they're not even thinking like that. I can't think about a kid without thinking about my own. Me personally, I'm just speaking personally. I was thinking about that. Like, I can't think about, and this is why I tell people, um, I do not like when people group black women into one thing and say black women act like that. I don't like that because my mother is black, my sister is black, and these stereotypes they don't apply to them. So I feel like when you say black women, the first thing I think about is my mother and my sisters. And then when you begin to spill out the negativity, it don't resonate with them. So that's why I can't say, oh, all black women angry, all black women mad, all black women. I can't say that because to say that, I first have to think about my own association with it. And my association is positive. So I know for a fact that this does not apply to all black women. And I'm using that to explain a lot why I can't or I choose not to. I'm not saying I can't, but I choose not to say negative things about people. I will talk about behavior because that's what affects everyone. That's what we can change. You can't always change people. Behavior is what's done. The thought and the action indicates behavior. That can be changed. But the person, the soul, that's why I say when I do, I try to touch people's hearts. Because if I can change your soul, your heart, your emotions, if I can change that, then the person has the capability of changing. So that's why, I choose to focus on that. Uh oh. Uh oh. 22. Y'all don't jump on Scott, please. I like Scott. Do not run Scott off, okay? You can give him enough heat, but don't burn him up. I need Scott. That's my boy. It's like Scott's energy. So 22, don't be jumping on him. Wolfman. Wolfman there? I don't know who Wolfman is, but what up though? What up though, bro? What's up? Appreciate you coming through. But so we gotta change. To change the way we think, we just have to be aware of our emotions. While you in the moment, because it's a reflection of what's on the outside. And like I said, not only your actions, but what you're attracting to yourself. And that's another reason. When you when you do unto others, you open yourself up to it being done to you. You can call it karma, it's a boomerang effect, but whatever you put out has to come back. So when you open yourself up to situations, you leave yourself open for it to happen to you. So if I sit up here and criticize people all day, guess what? Somebody go look at it like I'm gonna criticize you, or um, just like from a street level understanding or perspective, like where I come from, right? It was better to be smart than it was hard, and the reason why is because when you run around gangster, when you the big bad Billy ass, somebody always want to test you. You leaving when you go around producing that energy that I can do whatever I want to people. Someone is gonna feel the same way. You're putting that energy out. That's what you're attracting to yourself. It's like is a signal you're putting out. Just like when we talk about emotions and frequencies, sending out a signal to the universe, you're also sending it out to the environment. Anything you do happens on 3 levels, and I'm gonna get into that with the video tomorrow. The Trinity. But like when we was talking about the electrons, the protons, and the neutrons, everything is done on 3 levels. So anything you're putting out to the universe is happening inside you, and it's happening physically. So when you put out that thought, that energy of being a badass, we used to always say they get an expiration date. We give them 2 years, and somebody go test them because there's always someone badder than you or trying to prove it. But when you're putting that energy out, that's what you're attracting. You're drawing that attention. So in the hood, it wasn't about being the hardest. It was about being the smartest. All the hardest people who went around bullying people, they last about a year or two. They last about a year or two. When you do violence, violence comes to you too. What they say, you live by the sword, you buy the sword. So you got to be careful of what you open yourself up to. And whatever you put out, that's what you open yourself up to. Chilling with Mary B. What's up? Hey, if y'all, please make sure Mary B's link is in the chat. Please go check out Mary B. Beautiful, beautiful one. And she keep it real. That's what I like about Mary. Mary keep it real. Great conversations over there. Please sub up to Mary B. But yeah, so it's that energy. The energy we put out has to come back. So you open yourself up to things. So just be cautious of that. And like I said, even my bad, I got off subject. But going back to, I keep thinking about kicking it. Going back to hurt people. Whatever is inside of you has to come out. So a lot of times, hurt people, when they hurting inside, they got to put that energy out. That's all they know. That's their thoughts and that's their emotions. So when they interact, that's what's going to come out of them. The only thing that can come out of us is what's inside. And that's why I say be careful of the energy you absorb because it may not be in you, but it can be put into you. Being in certain environments make you feel like when I go back to the hood, I feel uneasy. So what do? I grab my gun. Now I feel a little bit more comfortable. But it's still me going into that environment. I'm not only opening up myself, I am now being influenced because guess what? My mind, the way I'm thinking, because of these motions of this uneasy feeling, is putting me on high guard. So if people move funny, I'm gonna react different than I would if I'm not. When I walk through my neighborhood, when I'm walking my son, I don't carry my gun. When people walk past me, I'm not double checking to see if they approaching me funny or nothing like that. But when I go to the hood, I do because I know as soon as they walk past me, they can turn around and clock me or rob me. I've seen it done, so I know it's possible. It's because of the environment I'm in. So now, as a person walking past me, guess what I'm doing? I'm clutching just in case if they move funny. My whole thought process has changed because of the emotions attached to the environment. So you have to be careful of things that has the potential to influence you, change the way you think, change your decision making. Environments will do it, people will do it. So just being around negative people, guess what happens? Your thought process is gonna be different. That's like this. Even going back to even going back to the black woman thing, right? So if you already got this preconceived notion of black women being loud and violent, and you have an interaction with a black woman and her voice is strong and it sounds loud, your interaction with her, you already got a preconceived notion. And what is attached to that? What emotion is attached to that is how you go perceive the interaction. This is why I do not like prejudiced people because they already got their mind made up. No matter how the interaction goes, you got your mind made up. This is why I do not, um, I don't accept always try to correct when people say that because what happens is when people have a couple bad experiences with something, they like to label it as this is what it is. They even use percentages. Majority of black women act like no, you haven't met majority of black women in the United States, so how can you possibly say that? Well, that's still a micro of the macro. Even what we see on the news, the way they report, you look at these DOJ reports, those are simply experiences, and they use percentages to try to fluff it up. But if you look at the actual numbers, it's not that high. When you talk about black on black crime, the numbers ain't that high. It's the percentage because it's two lower numbers. So the percentage is going to be higher versus a higher sample size. So if you take 600 and you say 400 out of the 600, that's a higher percentage versus you saying 2,000 and 1,200. That'll be a lower percentage, but the number is high. And that's the little games they play. Go look at the DOJ report on white crime, black on black crime, etc. You'll see the percentages. That's why they use percentages in conversations to make it. They fluff it up. But when you look at the numbers, it tell a different story. But those are the preconceived notions delivered. And when people assimilate that information, they attach it to an emotion and a thought. And now they begin to look at a group of people a certain way because they have an emotion. So even when they interact, they already got a perceived notion, and anything that you do, and instead of embracing and seeing you for who you are, they're looking for little things. And when they say it, yep, that's it. I know it. But hold on, what are you talking about? Yep, you're loud. Yep, just like those people they talk about on the news, the loud ones, violent too, ain't you? You got tattoos on your face. Yep. Instead of embracing the experience for what it is, You already got a perceive. And now when you interact, you already get that emotion attached. So you already think you know what it is before it is, and you're looking for things to validate or clarify what you already think, instead of embracing the moment, the person. Yeah. And see, Mary B, that's a whole that's a whole, like, I don't believe in, like, when they say the black community. I think that was I did a video. That's a whole distraction tactic, because even if you subscribe to the transatlantic slave trade, right? All those black people who came over here wasn't from the same tribe, meaning they thought different. They lived different. It was almost different cultures. So now you take those people and put them together, they not gonna get along, and that's what has happened. They took a lot of black people from different cultures, put them together because they melanated and called them one group, instead of them trying to find their identity and separate into tribes. Now, in a tribe is different from a community. So if we broke up into tribes, how we gonna identify? We use like-minded and like-hearted people, people willing to come together. That's why I use the word tribe. People willing to come together to build. But when you try to associate everybody in there, that's why it'll never work, because we all not the same. We all not like-minded. It's hard to find far as culture, but if they did it in the past, this is my thing. I am so tired of people looking into the past. I mean, look, you look into the past to become aware of the future. That's what it's used for. It's not to try to shape your future from the past. It's to be aware of things. But you have to, just like they created culture, we can do it now. We don't have to look and see what they used to do in the past and try to emulate it. Nah, we look and become aware of it, and we use what we can and build on it. We can build a whole new culture. We can build a whole new ideology, new codes, new ethics. We can use what works for us now. That's the trick. That's why they keep putting things in books. But even once you get the information out the book, that's just knowledge. Knowledge only takes you so far. You need wisdom. Wisdom is knowledge practiced over time. So once you get this information, you're supposed to observe in real time and see how this information can be utilized to benefit you now. We can't do what they did in the past. It ain't gonna work now. We can use a lot of the things they did in the past and incorporate new things that work now with the old things. But just as they created, we can too. We can create everything. I think we need to create our own identity. We need to stop calling ourselves Black, Negro, African American. We need to stop that and create a new identity. And those who rock with it, that's our race. Those who don't, oh well. Create a culture within that. There's a reason they call us Black. There's a reason. It's all within the mental. There's a reason. And the more we associate ourselves with something that's not a color, um, in the way they structure ideology around that word, we're going to continue to suffer. Nothing, no, if you can, anybody in the chat, anybody name me two things and not people that's associated to Black that's positive. I can give you one. If you can give me one, then we got two. Give me one thing, and you might say this. Give me one thing that's Black That's not a person. That's associated with positivity. Come on, old head. I know you can. Leticia, I know one of y'all can. Give me one thing that's black that's associated to positivity. 22, you don't know what you are. Yeah. Well, even then, we would be brown. You know, we would be copper. They even got a word swarty. That's what we was before we was black. We was swarty, and that was a group of people. That wasn't everybody. Swarty is a different tone from what we currently call black. Well, copper. Most of the indigenous people were swarty. The Irish, the people in England were swarty. The Aborigines were swarty. The Spaniards were swarty. But the one thing I can associate with black that's positive is the Black Madonna. Everything else is negative. So now, when we associate ourselves with black, it's automatically a preconceived notion of something negative because everything besides people that's black is negative. Everything. And that's why it was attached to us. That's part of the, it's deeper than rap. The way, uh, the way they programmed us is deep. It's really, really deep. And it's not only with words. It is not only with the confusion of our lineage, of our history. Uh, it's why, why, why they encourage you to put sunscreen on, why they encourage you to stay in buildings, to stay away from the sun. There's a reason why. There's a reason why they use those things to come out the plane. There's a reason why. Everything is done for a reason. Everything has intention. Yeah, but it's the way it's the way we associate things, the way we intake information. Like I said, this conversation, I'm gonna drop the link. I meant to drop it after an hour. My bad. Y'all be Platty. I need you to keep on my head. Somebody in the chat. If an hour go past and I ain't dropped the link, just remind me. I be forgetting. You can feel free to come up and build. Give your understanding the way you look at stuff or ask the question. Don't be shy to hit that link. I think I'm gonna stay on for like 30 more minutes. What did Nate say? Yeah, Nate made peace with the raccoons. He agreed to give them half of the turkey sandwich, and he agreed to give him half of the turkey sandwich, and they agreed not to tie him up by his bootstraps in Central Park. So Nate is at peace now. You know what, bro? It's all love, Nate. You know I gotta pick with you, bro. I know. I'm about to go change a diaper right now, bro. And maybe my eyes stop twitching. See, I burnt you for me, Nate. You ain't even got to do it. Here come one of my philosophical brothers.
Hey, man, let me up, man. I ain't gonna do nothing, man. I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing to Nate or Scotty. I ain't gonna do nothing. It's safe. I ain't gonna do nothing.
I know it's safe, brother. I know it's safe. I know you like.
It's really not. I mean, say something. I want to discredit your show by saying, you know what I'm saying? I want to bring it down to not fuel. You're on a high level, high frequency.
Yeah, they picking with you, bro. I thought you and
Oh yeah.
Patty was jumping on streets.
Man, they
So
know better. They know better. I don't know what's wrong with them. Why they malfunctioning?
that's because it's the frequency you putting out to them, brother.
All I did is
Yeah.
come in and say hi, and it was messing with. It was harassing my friend, perplexed platypus, and I had to let her know that
Oh,
you're gonna do that for one or two jokes. Then I'm gonna take over, take up
oh yeah.
the platform.
Hey. With unrestrained. Go ahead. Ain't don't nobody mess with Platty.
Hey,
I
man,
can't
I would
see.
love to cyberbully Nate. What up, man? Hey, I got a homeboy in Detroit. Hey,
Mhm.
how you doing? Um, my homeboy Seiji Ito. He's still in Detroit. He's one of the first YouTubers. But this when I was serious on YouTube. Word. This is when I was
Mhm.
serious. I'm trying to hold tip, try to be serious, have serious dialogue and all that. But you know what? I got rejected by not rejected, but they they don't drink, they don't do this and that, this and that. They got tired of me and was like kind of gave me the cold start, like, okay. So with the other
Appreciate you, Mary B. My bad, bro. I just wanted to say appreciate Mary B.
yeah, I got the knowledge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say you this and that, and you drink or you have an impediment. I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
because of the impediment.
Right.
You have the knowledge. Just where you at this time of your life don't mean later on you're not gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have things we got to overcome. Daryl, if you please don't shut up. And I'm tired of telling this dog to shut up. It just not. He's a great dog. Don't get me wrong, but damn, any little infringement, a bug on the wall, that bug. Oh! But, but yeah, having a great day, man. Kids came through the day, played PS4, and they were teaching me Tagalog like that. Had a great day.
I see. That's what life is about. Just 1 second at a time. Let me ask you something. What do the Taoists say about emotions?
About emotions. Um, off the top, I don't. It says in daily life, be competent, things like that. But I noticed, just from hey, what's up, homie? You want to play PlayStation? Go ahead. You want to play? Go ahead. Um, hey, okay, I'll give you an example. Yesterday there was a money discrepancy. The kind of discrepancy where 10 minutes of conversation, niggas pulling out gauges, acting the ass, right? Hey, how you doing? Go play. Go play. I'm talking to my friend right now. So yeah, go play. You can play. You're not playing? Oh, okay. But they talked for 2 hours, right? And they worked it out. What no, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just certain things were said and all that, but nothing went too far. And you know what? Through the process of question and answers, just like Navy Fuller, it got solved.
Mm-hmm.
Because the hair on my neck stood in the back. You know what I'm saying? Off the vibe, but it all got worked out. And I'm like, man, we have to get this hood shit out of our heads to get ahead.
Mm-hmm.
We're holding on to that because it's not what's the benefit of that? What benefit are we getting out of that? Except for attention for people that don't have the abilities to act the ass. They look at that as, oh, that's great. They handle that. But when you're in that, they want to be like them in some ways. I mean, they can learn from us. We can learn from them. That's what we need to be doing. No matter where you get that pertinent information, no matter where you get that next step to be civilized.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you this: do you feel in modern day, like today, do you even think about? Do you think people think about being civilized?
I think that it's ignorant to believe that the civilization we live in now is more or less civil than any civilization before us.
Yeah.
Or that I mean, come on, look at Egypt. They had better knowledge than us. I mean, hands down, just hands down. Hands down, they knew more. They were taught better than us. The kids were taught better. You know what I mean?
And I told you a big reason why. Because they observed in real time. They learned from
They learn from
nature.
nature. They learn from but not just here. I studied the Toltecs. I studied the Chinese, a little bit of the Japanese, and how they came up bring about order and things like that. But the United States, man, a lot of people get life in prison, but not no death penalty. People do egregious shit. Oh, I'll give you an example. It irks me too. The guy that killed Nipsey Hussle, right?
Mm-hmm.
He gets 60 years in prison. You know what state he's from?
What?
He's from Rolling 60s, but he gets 60 years in prison. You understand what I'm saying? The law is some kind of joke or some kind of it's not the law. He's from 60, so he gets 60 years in prison. Come on, man. They might even see it like that. Oh, that's a long time, but no, they're being vindictive. You see my point? They're being vindictive. They're not being. You should have got life for that, hands down, without possibility of parole. You killed a community activist. But the law has so much contempt for anybody trying to do something positive, or anyone trying to turn this thing around. They have so much contempt for you.
And see, that's
so.
Go ahead, my bad.
The powers that be are not on your side, and anything you do to create a humanitarian force, they're going to thwart that. They're going to look at you as an enemy because their plan is going to swell. That's why everything's fucked up. Start a humanitarian force, see what happens.
But I just told you why too. I just told you why. This is the dream, but whose dream? Is our nightmare is their dream. If we wake up and do what's right for us, it becomes their nightmare. So they have to keep us in a constant state of sleep. And what is sleep? Mentally not being aware. You're woke, but you're asleep. Like when they talk about, like, bro, look, check this out. You know that show, The Walking Dead?
Mm-hmm.
That's real life, bro.
Symbolically, yeah.
Yeah, that's how I walk around people. I walk around.
And Hollywood will not let up. They live when art imitates life. They love that.
Yeah,
no one's punishing. No one's punishing these drug companies. Put these drugs out there, and how this stuff gets on the street. No one's punishing that. They'll pull one or two just to make it look a certain way, but they're not stopping their narrative.
Hey, hey, do me a favor. Can you because my number one mod is currently not in the chat. Is she just listening? Can you give her a shout out for me? Perpetual.
Oh, who need a shout out?
Perpetual.
PP? Yeah. Give PP a shout out. PP break the mold.
Yeah.
Perpetual platypus. Do you know what a platypus is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hell yeah, give PP a shout out. I was actually defending her in the chat against Scotland. Scotland, who does not have a yard.
I gotta let them get you, Scotty, just for perp. But so for anybody listening to this live and on the replay, don't try to steal perp from me because it won't happen. That's my Perpetual. I stole it from Nate. Sorry, Nate.
Cat Williams said, get you some white friends. Patty is that gift.
Yeah. I'm making chicken. Lana's still here, perp. She making chicken, Caesar salad.
Salute, Lana.
Lana,
Patty said a bacon wrapped asparagus is delicious, and they was like talking to her like she didn't know what she was talking about. It's delicious. That is straight game. They're like, oh no, never eat asparagus wrapped in bacon. Are you crazy? You better try that.
Yeah, I actually had it a couple years ago. It was slapping.
Oh, off the hook. Man, you should take a jalapeno, wrap it in bacon, and throw it on the grill. with sour.
Oh yeah.
We take a jalapeno and put the sour cream in there, and then we wrap it in bacon. You want to see my home? Want to see my American fans say hi?
What up, though?
Yeah, these are homies,
¿Cómo
man.
está acá? Tell I say ¿Cómo
Yeah,
está acá?
who must have car capitis? Big. Yes. Go play. You guys go play PlayStation. But yeah, they help me with everything, man. I ain't got to worry about nothing.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
And then,
If I step outside, there's 8, 9 more off the hook, man. High fives, they do all that, man. They so much fun, so much. Like it's like when you deal with them, nothing else is important. Like there's no politics, no. It's just
yeah,
such a breath of fresh air, man.
it's like you free. I
Like
mean,
how
you
you been
can.
gone, say hi, y'all. Like how you been gone, gusto, you guys. And it teaches me Tagalog.
Tagalog is a good language to learn, and it's not that hard actually, especially the pronunciation of words. That's one of them languages you can hear and repeat.
Yeah, I learned sentence by sentence. What does this mean? What does that mean?
Yeah, Tagalog is a good language to know and easy to learn.
Yeah, but the average person has a good heart and a good mind. I mean, just not even. It's not even. It's not even. It would be hard to make these people bad people. Say so good.
And see, that's what's inside them, though. You know, that's what's gonna come out of them, and that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. In the environment, sometimes less is more. Um, when you don't have, the more you have, the more you have to worry about. The less you have, the less you have to worry about. So you find people in countries that's not as modernized as the United States, they're a lot happier naturally. They
I
don't
bet
need a
you.
lot of.
Yeah, and they don't play around. They don't play around with their freedom. They don't play around with their freedom. What you can and can't do. Like they say they had a liquor ban here. Did you hear about the liquor ban story?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, my brother?
No. I don't think he was on this live. I think we in Pop up. No, I
Yeah, but
think you said it was on Eve. I think we was on Eve's
might have
channel.
been. Yeah, they had. Yeah, during the coronavirus, they had a liquor ban, right? I'm thinking no liquor. Liquor ban in the United States is a liquor. You know what I'm saying? It's cut off. Out here, you can only buy liquor between a certain time and a certain time. But they took it like it was a liquor ban. Hey, how are you?
Mm.
Sir? Go play PlayStation. I'll find you some treats, some chocolate. But they said just because a cutoff at 10 p.m. they call that a liquor ban. It was like what the fuck? Like they flipped. They flipped. They were smuggling alcohol. But you know what I'm saying? It was they took. I'm like that's how it should be, United States. I was on the beach, man, and we getting towed. We getting towed where we getting towed down where, and they was bringing us ice. Okay, okay. You had to sneak your liquor, you had to sneak and all that. You have to, have a, fake can of Sprite full of, what I'm saying, Patron. You don't do none of that. It's way too real, man. A cat is a cat, dog is a dog. You be totally honest. You ain't gotta walk. You know how you walk with a certain kind of look tough. You ain't gotta do none of that shit. Yeah, there's no funny shit.
And
They
that's
say
what
keep
I'm
it 100.
saying.
Yeah, they say keep it 100 is 100 is 1,000.
Angel, good morning. Good morning. She over in the UK.
We got a rare angel sighting.
Like when I'm on late like this, Angel always pop up. When I see Angel pop up, I'll be like, it's at least 3 or 4. It's
I was
4 o'clock.
asking this morning where Angel was at. I was asking this
I'm
morning.
I only do my lives late now, so I already stole Perp. I'm trying to steal Angel too from Nate. So hopefully
Yeah,
he's asleep and won't see me trying to. I'm just playing. I love picking with Nate, but what I was saying, you just clarified the environment, bro. The
mm-hmm.
um the conditions of the environment when you have a positive a positive condition is
Dragon seed,
influencing you, and
dragon seed,
you ain't taking that positive
dragon
energy,
seed.
and
That's not
it becomes a
dragon
part of
seed.
you.
Dragon seed, the snack. Hold on a second.
No, you
Oh,
good.
you don't know dragon seed. I'll go get it. Hold on. Yeah. But I'm learning so much. I told them they were, oh sir, like call me sir. I'm like, I'm in your country. Don't call me sir. Call me Kaibigan, which means friend. I'm not here to
Kai
teach. I'm here
Beacon,
to
yeah.
learn. I'm here to learn. I'm
Kai
not
Beacon.
yeah.
Ain't
If
it
they're humble, I'm
Calabiga?
humble. I eat what they eat. I do what they do. I'm not coming here. You know what I'm saying? I'm just bringing gifts and that's it. The rest is just learning. They're doing much more for me than I could possibly ever do for them because they're civilized. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
embarrassed how well I'm getting treated over here and how bad they get treated over there. The jealousy that I want you to say hi to me or walking here. You ain't gotta say you sneeze out here. Anybody gotta say bless you. That's not rude. You sneeze, you sneeze. Everybody sneezes. Ain't no reason to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm so
Yeah.
sick of that shit. And that shit comes from a evil place to say this
And
and that, or say this and that, or yeah. Don't say bless you if I sneeze unless you mean it.
mm-hmm.
Just say that and then turn around and you know what I'm saying? Vote this way and do that way. And that's two faced.
And again, like when I was saying, the body and the mind is two different things. The body is what produces the sound, but the mind. So you see how you can say something that's positive, but it be negative with the energy you put it out with.
Yeah. If you
So
get sick, I'm like, if you get sick, anything you need, where if I within my power, I'm gonna do it. But I'm not gonna say bless you just to make my. I'm saying it for myself. I'm not saying it for you. A lot of people do that.
mm-hmm,
They're
mm-hmm.
saying it for themselves to make themselves look a certain way. But they're not gonna hand you a tissue. I'm so sick of that. You know. But
Well,
hey,
see
man,
that.
what I was saying with the story earlier about being too emotional is Philippine don't get over angry. Step on somebody's shoe, you're not gonna die. But in that state's cemetery full of people, clumsy people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I never owned a pair of Jordans, none of that. I never, all that is consumerism. It's consumerism, and your value system is controlled by the media, not mine or yours, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to me. I get embarrassed. It's like people, black people do shit and people get, embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff don't embarrass me, but the pettiness is so embarrassing. The we the ones that should be taking care of immigrants, making sure they get a smooth ride. Because hey, um, in out here, if you want to start a business, there's no red tape. Where
James, what up? All right, bro. I'll check you later, James. Appreciate you, brother.
there's
Hey, oh, 1 second, James. Friday,
Snoop
me and
James,
Tay, me and Tay go do a show. Hey, y'all, me and Tay doing a show Friday. It's gonna be deep. James, if you come on the panel, uh, well, I can't tell you not to take your shirt off, but that's my boy, man. I like James,
oh
man.
yeah, James got fresh air and good water, good watermelon. Salute James,
Yeah, James is a
the homie.
man, bro. I
Yeah,
like
don't
James.
yeah.
That's the only
Anybody
reason I'm
offended
picking
by
with
me,
you,
man?
James.
Anybody offended by me, man? Just be patient. Do a pity.
Look, right, me and 22 similar. Check this out. I don't pick with nobody I don't like. So if I'm picking with you, little jokes or whatever, if I offend you, let me know. I do apologize. But I only like people I pick with. The people I pick with is the people I like. So if I'm throwing jokes at you, that's because I like you. Not nothing.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't hate you.
If I didn't like you, you know it.
Yeah, yeah.
Straight
I
up,
just
you
wouldn't
know it.
talk to you. You
I
probably
say,
wouldn't
no,
be here.
if I don't like you and you want to smoke, I'll let you know. Because if you get mad enough to come look for me, you ain't gonna find me.
Angel, I'm still waiting. I'm sending you tickets. You about to be my permanent babysitter. You shouldn't have offered. You don't know what you're getting yourself into with these things. I got thing one and thing two. Thing one was swinging off the damn man. He thought he was Spider Man earlier. I'm
Okay.
like, bro,
Hey, my
my
friend want to say
kid.
hi. Hold on.
Hey,
Say
how
hi.
are you?
Tell me
¿Cómo
your name.
está acá?
¿Cómo está acá? Tell him you know speak Tagalog. Tell him speak
Mabuti.
Bisaya. You speak Bisaya or Tagalog? You speak Bisaya. No? You Tagalog? I thought you was Bisaya. You speak Tagalog. That's my homeboy. He be tough last night. We was playing video games, all that. But look, this is freedom out here. I can say, hey, man, go get me a couple of beers. He'll go get it. Pack of cigarettes. You can do that out here. It's not end of the world. It ain't no, you know what I'm saying? I was at a party the other night. The parents decide whether your kids could drink or not. Ain't no, none of that. But you know what? Opportunity is opportunity out here. It's not. If you go to school out here, you better be bringing home straight A's. You ain't coming home to about you was bullying or you was this and that. Parents are getting your ass for that. Cause they pay for school out here. The United States school system is a cash cow, like NASA. It's a cash cow.
But it's different too. They learning out there. They being indoctrinated here.
Oh my God.
Hey, Lana, have a good one. I appreciate you, Lana, and you part of this family too, Lana. Don't think you ain't. I appreciate you.
Yeah, salute Lana, man. Salute Lana. She from Australia or where?
No, Lana's from Canada. She's in Ontario. Lana, cool people. I like Lana.
She's my homegirl, Stacy. She'll meet Stacy sooner or later.
Yeah, Lana picked my brain. She made my brain tingle. She made me think. I like people who make me think. I like the contrast a lot.
I like that too. Because you could always. I turned to my homeboy the other night. He was talking. He got deep knowledge, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we was talking. He didn't know who Caesar Borgia was. We was bugging. He was bugging, and then when he found out, he didn't have the reaction I had. I had the audacity to get mad.
What did he say? I knew it, or it just wasn't Disney dresses for adults. What? Hold on, man. Scott, if you're having me,
Scotty said something. Scotty, go take a swipe at me live.
No, not you.
Scotty, you take a swipe at me live while I'm in concert.
Mm-hmm.
But word, man, you so centered, and you always have this circle of balance that you could always come back to if you thrown off. You come back. I wish I had that ability, and I wish I could talk slow. And every word I'm saying, you ain't got to repeat yourself. Nothing. You never got to repeat yourself.
I try to be intentional, but it took me a while, bro. I even got it tatted on me. My old creed almost says something. But I got my old creed tatted on me. Pain is weakness and death is inevitable. And I understand the things that make me hurt, not only hurt me physically, but can be used against me. So I've learned to balance myself and get away and get rid of a lot of that pain. You know what I'm saying? The things that make me feel bad, I become aware of it in the moment. And I had to do that
I like thick skin. That way, you could tell me anything. You could tell me the truth without hurting my feeling. I would feel like, you know what I'm saying? I got something to tell you, man. It's gonna hurt. You was wrong about this, or you messed up there when you said that, or you know what I'm saying? You could have handled this better. I like to tell me that.
And I had to. I call it effective communication. I try to analyze or understand where a person is at in a moment and find an approach to convey my thoughts to them. That's the only way I can communicate effectively. What's the purpose of saying something to somebody and them not understanding what you're saying? So that's what I try to do. All these are things I practice. Like I said, I needed structure and discipline. So I just found.
I think you came up. Hey, I heard your street stories. You came a long way,
bruh. I want to get my one homeboy on here. He one of my mentors actually. He a Christian. He real deep. Like me and him, like I can have talks about the Bible with him all day, and that's what I'm saying. Like even though I know different things, it's the way I communicate with people and build bonds because. Like I said, he a Christian. He don't believe in nothing else but the Bible. And we still have deep intellectual conversations, and his knowledge about the Bible is different.
Yeah, yeah, whatever's civilized you to a point we can get on this level, I'm not going to disrespect it. And I got a homeboy. He like, you a
Yeah.
Taoist? How you come across that? I said, I looked until I got my questions answered.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Muslim, and we talk about everything. We talk about everything. But I'm gonna try to get him over here. He said he never coming back to the United States. He was in the war with me.
Mm.
I pursue my life easy, but he said he's never coming back to the United States ever. He's not stepping foot back. His mom is he got grandchildren. His mom want to see the children. He's like, nope. And I understand that. But yeah, he real cool. But he's very, very intense. But man, you would love him, man. Y'all can
Yeah.
chop it up. I'm gonna get him over here, man. Get my boy Red over here, Red Skull.
Yeah, get him over here.
Get him over here, yeah.
It's nighttime. Uh-oh. The general woke up.
Oh yeah. Well, Cat Daddy, man, I appreciate him too.
I don't know. I was hoping Cat Daddy came in. I don't know. I seen him in Nate's chat earlier. He probably went to sleep. I started late. When I start late like this, sometimes he don't be in here. He'd catch me on the playback, and I like when Cat Daddy, he usually like when he don't catch a live like this, he'll leave me a comment, and I appreciate it so much because the insight, like I said, you, Cat Daddy, Pop, I didn't see Pop. I think Kalani was in here earlier, but yeah, the insight is always greatly appreciated because it gives me clarity. It gives me a different way to look at things or deeper meaning of what I was talking about, from another perspective.
Likewise, man. I think we should all in the chat make agreement to reject mediocrity.
Yeah.
Everyone's exceptional people, especially Patty. Patty is, if we all came to Patty's house for a party, the neighborhood would flip. But I think she would stick to her guns. Like these my homies. You know what I mean? I appreciate her, man.
Oh, Patty, I already know. I appreciate it. Perp, Patty.
I hate Patty. I want to see if she would break, if she wouldn't. I hazed her. She wouldn't break.
She unbreakable. Even when she thinks she gonna break, she not.
She gets annoyed that
Perp is
she gets annoyed, but she don't break. No, she don't break.
You know why she can't, even if she wanted to? She's a healer. She's a healer.
So.
She can't. I know
so. But she's way too hard on herself. Some healers are like that. They're too hard on themselves. But
a lot of them
they'll give you the best advice in the world. They won't take it.
Yeah, a lot of them are like that. A lot of because they not only heal you from your pain, but they take on a portion of it. So each person she encounter, if they hurting, that's how she knows how to heal them because.
She's worthy of our protection.
Oh yeah.
I mean, someone talk shit, man. We could do the beehive. You know what I'm saying? Fuck with Platty, man. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers in all directions. The stinger.
It'll get more than a stinger. But let me. I got the little. I got the general.
Fuck with Patty, death by ants.
Okay, Bubba. Okay. All right, let me. I appreciate y'all rocking. I'm gonna shut it down. A little general.
But check my boy Seiji Ito. Seijo. Hito. Hito. He's from Detroit, man. I messed with him a long, long, long time. He know me as Old Head. But go over there to him, Old Head Central. He gonna give you open arms.
Hey, do me a favor. Put that in the chat for me. Put the name in the chat for me. And when I go back, because I ain't got my pen and paper with me right now.
Okay. I'm gonna let the baby kick on your ass. I'm out.
Yeah. All right.
That's why you doing these hours.
Yeah. We catch them when they sleep, man, and then they still wake up like, oh, you thought it was over? Like, he gonna be up.
You on guard duty.
Yeah, he gonna be up for like an hour or two. About an hour or two.
Oh yeah. Ask Cat Daddy about guard duty.
No,
that's 2 hours on, 4 hours off for 24 hours. 2 hours on, 4 hours sleep, 24 hours. Beat your ass up in 4 hours, 2 hours guard duty, and then 4 hours sleep for 24 hours. Now you do that shit for a couple months, see if you ain't crazy.
I'm crazy just listening to it.
And that's why I'm crazy.
We
There you
coming
go.
in.
There you
We
go. I'm out.
coming
There
in.
you go. I'm out. Look at this,
All
man. We
right,
bringing.
beautiful people. I
All right,
really
100, man. 100. I might go live, man. I should.
look. Yeah, I'll be in there if you go live, bro. Yeah, I'll be in there.
No,
I'll
I
be
don't
on
do
my
that.
phone.
I probably go to this channel. But yeah, hey, usually in the United States, I go to sleep to your channel because it's
I
so late.
appreciate that.
I go to sleep. I'm so blowed. I ain't no herb. I ain't got no herb out here. I don't need it out here. I'm free.
Right.
I still because I'm not free out there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's tough, you know what I'm saying? I really should quit drinking, but not today.
Hold on, baby. Don't push that.
I
All
mean,
right, man. Let me get off here before I get before you
salute the
wake the
chat,
other one up.
salute the chat, salute the wife, and babies wake up and kick your ass and be laughing at you. Don't get
You might as well
don't get it
start
twisted.
laughing now.
Don't get it twisted. I ought to start screaming and wake them both up.
No, okay, Bubba. Okay. I got you. We good. We
All right,
good. We're
man.
about to.
All
All right,
right, man.
brother.
Salute Platty, man. I'll be in touch. Platty, meet me on this. Meet me on this, Platty. I got 2 or 3 beers up in me. You know what I'm saying? I need to let off. Where Amos at? Where Nate at? Nate, meet me on this. We can finish this. Scotty, come over to this channel. We're going to finish this roast battle.
We'll be over there, bro.
Oh, and salute Mary B. Salute Mary B, man.
Yeah, salute, Mary. Don't push that, baby.
All right, man. Anybody I missed, man, I love y'all, man. 100.
All right, take it easy, brother. Appreciate you. All right, people. I appreciate you working out with me. I'm definitely doing a part 2 of this. Definitely doing a part 2. Because, like I said, I want to cover the 3-dimensional realm we function in before I dive deeper into how the outside conditions reflect what's going on the inside. So I'll probably either do that tomorrow or today. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. And do me a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe. And if I say anything you resonate with, do me a favor, hit that share button, help me spread the word. That's all I got. Yeah, biracial did that.